Konnichiwa, bitches, and welcome to another episode of the Litter Box. I am your host, Catpool. This week we have a new entry to the world of stupid. Let's get right into it. So, ESPN has been around for a long time, and they have been no strangers to scandals. So, let's talk about a few of them. There was the Chris Berman sexual harassment claim, the Kurt Schilling discrimination situation that he tweeted about homosexuals and stuff. The Rush Limbaugh racist rant back in 2003 about how he claimed that all sports wanted to have more black athletes, and he went into a whole rant about it. Got his ass fired. Let's see. So we had the sex, drugs, and rock and roll behind the scenes explained in James Andrew Miller and Tom Shale's book about the huge amount of sex and drug-fueled parties and culture behind closed door during the 80s for everybody that worked in ESPN. And then, of course, in 2015, there was that big data breach for the Ashley Madison accounts that were spoiled out, and there was over 100 ESPN employees listed in that group of people that were shown that had accounts on that site. So the new one came today. It seems to be that ESPN is pulling their announcer, this guy here. This guy is Robert Lee. He is Asian. He is an announcer for football games. Has been doing it for quite a long time. But they decided to pull him from this weekend's Virginia game because of his name. Because of his last name being Lee. His name is Robert Lee. So they automatically think that everybody is going to confuse him with the Civil War general, Robert E. Lee. Are you kidding me? Excuse my language, but that is ridiculous. When does the stupid train stop? Okay? We need to stop the stupid train. It is getting ridiculous. ESPN removed him from the University of Virginia first football game next month because he has the same name as Confederate General Robert E. Lee. The network announced Tuesday that even though he's a part-time employee and calls about a dozen college football games and basketball games a year for ESPN, they would no longer participate in the broadcast of the September 2nd game in Charlottesville because of the protest that happened there with everything in the march and all that stuff that happened the other week. So ESPN has decided to pull him. They did make a statement saying that it was mutual decision to move him because they said they didn't want to open up anything to cause any problems. But I mean, when do we get our balls back in this country? Come on. Before the demonstration in Charlottesville was planned for Mr. Lee to be the announcer booth for the Virginia Cavaliers' first game, which was against the College of William and Mary, which is going to be broadcast on the ACC network. Instead, they're going to move him over to the Youngstown State game against the University of Pittsburgh, which will appear on the same network. Mr. Lee, whose full-time job is at a payroll services company in Albany, started announcing games for ESPN and its other networks last fall. According to his LinkedIn page, for the past 17 years, he has also announced men's basketball game for Siena College in Albany. He graduated from Syracuse University in 1999 with a degree in broadcast journalism. Now, let me know what you guys think about this. There's been a few people who commented through the tweets and said that if this society can't tell a difference from Robert E. Lee from 150 years ago to an Asian sportscaster, Robert Lee, we are in trouble. This country is in trouble. And then, of course, there was a tweet from General Lee himself. I don't know who runs that one, but it goes, at ESPN, if an athlete's name is Robert Lee, are you going to not show their game? It's like, yes. What are we going to do next? I'm not a big Trump supporter. I do agree only on a few things. I'm not a big left or righty. I believe in realism and things that need to get done to better this country. And things like this do not better the country. Tucking our tail between our legs because some asshole is afraid of what somebody might say is ridiculous. Come on, country, get your balls back. Alright, that's about it for this Litter Box episode. I'm a little fired up now. I think I need to go eat some tacos and hot sauce cure my fireness. Love y'all. Bye.